Hi, Kerim. It's Professor Melanie giving you feedback on your final research project in complementary and integrative health. Overall, you did a wonderful job on this. You had a good voiceover. You really knew your research. You had a great mention of the VA, especially in your final concluding slides. There were just some instances which I'm going to show you that you could use to just make sure that you address this for future presentations, so that you can absolutely nail the rest of your presentation. Your recording started a little bit later, so I didn't hear how you pronounce your name exactly. So just be careful before you start talking that your recording is catching you. But I, of course, would not take points off for that. I'm just giving you feedback. So you had a great target audience and purpose of sharing, a reason behind sharing your health modalities. So you did a great job explaining that. In your slides for these, you have this citation here, and that really just addresses only this bullet. So if you're going to use one citation for the whole slide, be sure to put it at the bottom or maybe at the top before and explain that. So your complementary health and integrative health needed to have in-text citations on those bullets to give proper credit to where you learned them from. The same with this last one here. You would just need a citation. If it was the same as this, you could just copy and paste it, or you could put that one above it or below both slides and just kind of like indicate that. So that's what, there were quite a few like that it basically, you did the same thing where you just, how can you prove this? So who did you learn it from? So I'm not going to go over every one of them. Just the same thing. You might need some references in certain spaces. Just to, again, this one, how do how can we know that this truly did expand on the therapy? Who taught you that? So you want to make sure you add it in there so that we know where you learned your information and who you borrowed it from to teach us in this particular presentation. So again, I don't want to continue to repeat the same things because it's going to be the same thing on all of the slides. And I think it was on slides 20 and 23. Maybe you didn't have any in-text citations at all. Yeah, there were no in-text citations on here. So how did you learn about functional foods? Where did you learn this from? You didn't have any citations for either of those slides. So would be my only downfall, would just be to make sure that you're adding those on there for future presentations in different classes so that you don't lose points unnecessarily. Again, you had a great conclusion. You really knew your research. You were able to speak to everything that you were saying. It's just that we have to have those things on there so that we're not plagiarizing someone else's work and we're giving credit to the proper author. Because if you were, if you had written a presentation or a paper or done some research, you want to make sure that your ideas that you shared and that you researched are being given credit to you. On your references, they should be in alphabetical order. And then you want to make sure that, so in this one, for example, the National Center for Complementary and Integrative Health, you would want to put that in front of NCCIH. You want to spell it out first. And then the article title is here, which would be italicized. So you just had your italics wrong and you want to spell this out. And then again, this should be in alphabetical order. In your article names, you don't want to have all letters capitalized. So this was something that was in those references that I referred to and I did in the video. For this one, you could keep traditional Chinese medicine, but therapeutics does not need to be capitalized. You would keep the A because it's after punctuation, but overview, basics, clinical applications, all of those could be lowercase. And then, whoops, I lost your space. This one looked good. This one, the same thing. Don't capitalize all the words. But you do want to capitalize important words in the name of the journal. So integrative complementary medicine would be capitalized. So you just have those a little bit backwards. Seasonal affective disorder, you could leave that capitalized. This one, animal assisted activity, mood states, feelings in a psychiatric setting, all of that could be lowercase. So again, same thing throughout the rest of your references. I don't want to go through them all and talk too much, but again, science here would be a capital. This one looks good. This one, role, oxytocin, dog odor relationship, all lowercase. And then animals and open access journal would all be capital and open all those letters would be capitalized. So again, just fixing those would be great for going forward if you had another presentation in APA format and wanted to make sure you had proper in-text citations on the slide. So if you have any questions, please reach out. I've enjoyed having you in class. I'm glad that you took the course with me. You had tons and tons of references, so you did such a great job researching all of this. Just make sure that you give yourself credit for all of these references that you put in that presentation is what I would just say. So thank you for taking the course. I wish you luck on your next courses, and if I can help in any way, please reach out. Thank you.